her way.
I will not keep you guys long, but I wanted to sort of have battle scene inputs from the factions as we film them so we can get the most clear picture of how you guys would react. To set up this scene, we'll just jump right on in, and to set up the scene, basically the BOS are traveling into Point Pleasant to investigate, these stolen armaments, plasma rifles, if you remember from the other films and even what we've already filmed.
Yes, sir. These weird guns that we've been finding the cultists using that they shouldn't be having.
They should not have them.
I mean,
you shouldn't have them.
Blessings are blessings.
That's true. So the idea here is to expand on our action a little more in this film. So we want to go out of this thing with a bang so that everybody can put it to all rest. So the scenes are going to be a little bit more their own entity. So instead of just having you guys run in and everybody shooting and saying a couple and dying and then the battle's over and you're talking, we want to make it more like a cinematic event. So we're going to be breaking the scene up into 3 parts. At least this is the idea. The first is going to be kind of the establishing. We're going to have an Order member out in the woods watching the BOS sort of making their way towards Point Pleasant here. We haven't really established the location for that yet as far as where that initial thing will take place. Then the second phase is going to be a distraction where we have someone from the Order, and we weren't sure, Gino, if it would be you or if you would probably send one of your disciples out to basically, and let's head over to the entrance or at least over here.
Are you recording for notes purposes?
I am. Oh yeah, I'm also recording this whole thing just so we can.
How dare you?
Yeah. Just
That's awesome.
You gotta subscribe to my OnlyFans for that kind of stuff.
Lucy, why did you tell him?
You sinner, bro. You're in Holy Land. You're in a Holy Land right now. Are you saying that?
I know, I'm getting all this background information. But yes, careful what you say. No. So basically, as would be tradition, we're going to have BOS making their way across the bridge. And at some point, the Order, having been alerted to their arrival, will basically, send out someone to sort of stop the advancement as the Order is trying to quickly get rid of their armaments that are hidden in Point Pleasant. So that's kind of the setup of what's happening. So I wanted to ask a couple questions first of you, Irvine, and your knowledge of the BOS or how you guys would respond. Would you guys show up in a large force, or would you feel confident enough to show up, 4 or 5 deep coming into?
We'd honestly be in waves. We'd essentially send like a vanguard unit ahead, mostly consistent of power armor, just to establish a base defensive line for the rest of the units to push in.
Gotcha.
So semi-large, but not full force.
Okay, that's good. So I'm going to make a talking note here, and this is just for my digital notes here. So BOS 2 scenes, 1 establishing that a first wave is being moved in, and then the second establishing a command phase. So the first team would be probably not Irvine then, or would Irvine be part of it?
No, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
No, yeah, Irvine would be moving in with the main force.
And how many troops would you say you guys would have in that situation? Give me the best case scenario, like real life, and then we'll tailor it to what we can manage.
Best case scenario, we'd probably have I'd say 4 to 6 in the vanguard, and in the main force, we're probably looking at best case 6 to 8.
Gotcha. Okay, so we'll basically, this is a note again, half those numbers for each contingency so that we can make sure to not overwhelm the server. We want to obviously try to do this as much as possible in private, just so we avoid all of the distractions and the initial all the other people that will inevitably interfere. Yeah, so we'll be doing the scenes in broken up chunks so we can give the impression of more happening. So the whole point of the split scenes is to make it feel a lot more alive than it is with just 8 people, if that makes sense.
Okay.
A cameraman and 7 other people. So, all right. So,
Costume changes will be like people will need to have
Right,
different costumes.
Okay, so I'm going to set this establishing. So, Vanguard Force moves in, is confronted by a disciple of the Order.
I'll play the disciple.
All right. And so the disciple shows up and has some great banter. We need to write that.
Banter.
Right. So there will be scenes shot showing, again, establishment, distance, other Order of the Lamp hidden in the city watching this all unfold. All right. So at this point, we want to have the Vanguard Force alert command to, I guess, move forward.
Quick question for notes. Would Marcus be leading the Vanguard?
Yeah, that we could work with that. Marcus being the head knight, that makes sense to have.
It would be easier. Easiest because Brad voices, as long as Knob is still okay with being his body, being Marcus's body, and then we have our voice actor to do his voice.
Okay.
Oh, for also now you're saying for notes, but one of the guys that probably they're not gonna be playing anymore. They said that if you guys want to kill his character, kind of like put a little bit of drama into the whole fight, that actual people in roleplay are dying, that actually will make a little bit more, like heavy content like that.
That's
people are really dying,
Right. Yeah, no, and that's definitely, we want there to be a little bit of tension built between these two groups, or
tension,
growing. Yeah. And so, there is going to be a death, and that's one of the things we're going to discuss now. So, Gino, I'll get your input here in a second in terms of what you guys would be doing. I'm going to set up the scene. So we have Marcus comes in, is confronted by the Order. They have a conversation. Marcus will call up the rest of the BOS. All right. At that point, we're going to want to lower the. We'll probably have 6 to 7 BOS here for this scene. So 6 to 7 BOS plus. Well, no, we have 6 BOS.
6 BOS, 1 cultist.
One cultist, and then myself. All right. So. Okay. So we will plan that out. So we've got them to this point here, and now the second phase is going to be the distraction turns into action. All right, so we're going to have a member of the Order spaced off here in the distance, a little sneaky, and the goal here is to have, and this isn't all the scenes, but I'm just laying it out for you guys, and then I'll let you get input in. So we would have an Order over there, and while the talking is going on here, the camera will move into a position that kind of is looking over the shoulder of one of the BOS, potentially even the person you were speaking of, Gino, that was going to be killed off. That's going to be where Scald is. It's going to be that person.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll set that up. But all right, so the camera flips so that it's kind of over the angle looking at that cultist. Then the camera will flip from the cultist perspective looking at the BOS, and that's where we want this to open up, because we want the cultist is going to draw a weapon, and we're going to be close up on that. As soon as he draws a weapon, the BOS guy immediately, and we want to do it Irvine, a plasma or energy pistol. Energy pistol. Could we get away with one of you guys having an energy pistol, or does that not work with your general?
We mainly use laser.
Laser. Okay. All right.
I mean, laser pistol is just. It would just be a laser pistol versus
That would work. Okay.
It's more the question. It's more the question of making the laser pistol look not like a toy in power armor hands.
I see.
And so using a large, not like a snub nose size one or short barrel, using a longer barrel one.
Would there be anybody that would be in non-power armor with the BOS?
Not if they're just the Vanguard, though.
Well, we could have one person. We could have Head Knight Marcus in the Brotherhood Recon armor,
Okay.
No, we
I'm
can't.
wearing now, and then
No, we
we can
can't.
have
No, we
everybody
can't.
else.
Why?
Because Marcus is in power armor in the next scene when they're looking through.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's a
We could have like a perhaps a scribe or something with the Vanguard.
Okay. It'll be somebody that definitely they're gonna go on a chase scene with the person that's over here. So okay. So we'll work through the details on that. So note there, we just need to work out the details on what type of weapon to use and who is going to be out of power armor in order to hopefully use a pistol. All right. So the scene opens. The Mothman aims his gun. We've got that, and then immediately the BOS, almost like instinct, snaps around with the laser pistol or the laser rifle, and immediately fires downrange here. But it misses. Okay, it misses, and the moth takes off. As soon as that happens, there's an explosion from a rocket-propelled grenade or whatever up top on the roof right over here. We've already established that this person is there. Fires down, and as they fire, we're going to time it. As they fire, it'll be a slow motion run by the Mothman that was providing distraction. The explosion separates the group so that the BOS has to respond. Like there's a concussion explosion and smoke, and that gives the Mothman time to run.
Okay.
Or the Disciple time to run, which initiates a second phase, and that's the BOS in pursuit into Point Pleasant. So the idea here is that Point Pleasant is a giant maze for the Mothman, and so okay. So now they've succeeded in separating a contingent of the BOS, even if it's just one person. So we have a chase scene unfolding over here. All right, between the scribe or whoever we have chasing, and this Mothman firing back and forth. Both are on the run, and they lead basically into this area here, where we want to establish a point where all of a sudden that Mothman is gone, and much like those movies, in the Middle East where the trucks pull up on each side of the building, and all of a sudden there's an ambush over top. Yeah, so you'll come through here, so whoever that is. So we're following this group, or this, little scene to this point here where the Mothman will finally surrender himself, right? And as he's doing so, we have another Order of the Lamp up top high. All right. Which jumps down, and we show over the shoulder of the BOS, the Mothman jumps down silently, boom, crouches down, stands, and begins to walk, weapon drawn. The other one is just chatting it up, and then we will cut on that scene, and move into the next scene, which will be the chase, which will again be taking place between the second contingent into the city here. All right. Okay, so they move into the city. Again, it's more this traditional cover and fire. Now, would power armor just be standing? We're going to assume at this point that the Order is going to be using some of those specialized energy weapons that they've been finding. So that someone has been supplying them. So, Irvine, would power armor just kind of stand in front of that energy weapons, or would they need to be taking cover on a regular basis?
The power armor, they could withstand, I'd say, quite a few hits directly from the energy weapons, but it's nothing they can just brush off their shoulder and keep going.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So at that point, I was thinking basically you would be pinning down a few of the Order. So the next scenes would be, the Order spaced around the city here. You guys are having to, pick and choose. You're getting fired upon. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I can't help myself. I don't get to use the Tesla often.
All right, so while those two scenes are unfolding, we have the Order down in the basement. All right, so
in a holy place.
The holy place is going to be defiled a little bit. So the scene down here, Gino, is going to be you and your crew. Now, let me ask you, Gino, would the High Priest himself be at this location at any point? And if he is, would he put himself in a position of moving, you know, weapons and cargo, or would he be in another location?
That's a good question, though.
Because remember, we also have Kurtz to be able to use as a character too. So
between
the dynamic of the two characters.
But and you got me there, really. It can be actually like Kurtz that he can be here because he has the rank to bring the word of the Mothman, really.
Okay.
Also in our lore, obviously I don't know, they don't know this, but in the lore, like between here and the main camp, they're connected underground. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
So just a little bit note there, if you want to use the Order of the Lamb camp for anything, so that can be used at any time.
Actually, let me put a note in there, an audio note, that when talking about setting up some of the intelligence in the opening conversation, it could be a case where the scribes have, I'm assuming they have enough sonar technology that they probably would have realized that there's some tunneling in the area. So it would stand to reason that the scribes would have told the Paladin and the Vanguard that there's potential tunnel action. If you start in here with Kurtz could have you evacuate through the tunnels with a protective service, and he could stay behind to make sure they get as many of the weapons as possible, but eventually he follows behind, and then you can have a final scene at like an undisclosed temple. That's
actually pretty good.
That underground place where you took us, where the baptismal pool is, where Kurtz and Holy Father reconnect, and maybe something about collapsing the tunnels behind us or something like that. That way Irvine and the RCAC can't get through. Sorry, it's an audio note for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put in another possibility as well, depending on our timing. So if we start running too far over in script, then there is also the potential where we show the priest back at his temple, but we make it feel like he is on site, like they do in other, where we keep flashing back and forth, and they keep closing in, and the BOS is closing in, and the priest is in a place that looks similar. Maybe we have the priest on his Pip-Boy talking, but the reality is they get caught, and then Gino puts down his Pip-Boy and walks off because, he's safe, and we think we're going to catch the priest here, but he's not here, but we got the weapons. So that would be another option. I do like the idea of showing the temple, though, so I definitely think we should work that in, no matter what.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right, so that scene is happening. So we have some scrambling. I wish people could pick things up in this, but, we'll have them around boxes and talking about moving them. That's about the best we're going to be able to do with that. And we'll fool the camera a little bit, so just a note, have people walking away with close-up talk, and then we'll show a pile of boxes being established, and I will do that shot separately with green screen. All right, so that there's boxes.
You also have all these boxes in here. This room right here, you got a ton.
We're definitely going to use this. All right, so we have 3 scenes running now. We have the BOS main contingent coming into town. They're in a firefight. Both parties are shooting back and forth. Eventually, on that one, I would like damage to BOS, but I don't know that at this point they would be completely taken down. What do you guys think? Do we want a BOS power armor? We have 1 power armor taken out, and
you have a scribe taken out apparently. So
yeah, we have the scribe.
The scribe done.
Okay. Yep. And
we could have like a few random lower ranked knights or something with the main force that are just in combat armor or something like that.
Yeah, we'll maybe have some mechanical issues mostly. So
I do like somebody in the regular combat armor going down though, because not everybody's always going to be in obviously power armor.
Right. Okay.
We're not made of money.
That's right. I know. That's what Troy says. That's attrition.
Takes time.
Attrition, yeah.
That's what I kept arguing with Chris back in the day with the Warlord. I was like, your Raiders are not going to last forever. You can't just send people out willy-nilly, They get taken out. All right. Okay, so the battle scene here will be one Order of the Lamp gets taken out, another is wounded, runs off. Okay, power armor unit is wounded but not taken out. And then the scene back there with the Scribe, we have the Scribe being ambushed, and that, Rookie shouldn't have ran over there all by himself. That's okay. All right, so once that, you're right. Once that unfolds, we have the basically the capture of the supplies down in the basement, and then we have already filmed the scene of after the fact. Okay, so that's just a very quick synopsis of what will be going on. And
nice.
So
I like it.
Yeah. All right.
It'll be if we do it in one sitting, it'll be a longer sitting because
I think
so much of this is outside.
Probably need to break some of it up.
Yeah.
We'll see what the final script looks like, but. We weren't going to have script in this, but there will be lines for this, not significant, but enough to get the points across. Any ideas you want to throw in? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just pairing off to what you were saying with the dialogue, like just a couple screams, couple orders being shouted.
Right, the initial conversation, with the distraction up front, and the conversation with Gino and his people. Before and after. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, whether that you guys' ideas are always on point, and I don't have a problem, to the BOS have advantage or anything really. So I really like the fact that I like better to see more.
You, sir.
I like to see more, a dramatic and a very crucial point where it looks credible, you know what I mean? Because to be honest, we are just a bunch of maniacs with wooden and pipe guns, so it makes sense that they will have some upper advantage. But if I have an idea, is maybe to show how we know the BOS is moving and everything is about the whole future site that the Mothman Priest has. So. In the last video that I did, I don't know if you noticed, the Mothman was talking with the High Priest.
Yes.
So, and there was kind of like a cosmic weird scene in between, So, if you want, you can use that as, I don't know, like the Mothman Priest.
Baptismal pool. Yeah. We can use the baptismal pool as a vision point.
That's perfect.
Exactly.
And lay it over the ripples of the water because it's already a surface that you could play. So if we if we filmed Irvine and the group walking already, or even take some of that older footage where he's talking with Marcus before heading, like we're headed to Point Pleasant kind of stuff, taking that stuff and just overlaying it in the baptismal cave. That would actually, because it's such a confined space, and it would make sense because it feels like a very sacred, weird, shimmery place.
Yeah, I will show you around, man. I have it right there in the camp. So, the idea is like, I don't know, the Mothman, like doing this, and also suddenly, I don't know, the eyes of the Mothman can see the movement of the Brotherhood, and then I told them to the disciples, okay, the Brotherhood is gonna do this and this, kind of like.
Right.
Saying with the future site, something like that, kind of Mama Murphy kind of style.
Yeah, we could take the BOS into the green screen and have them talking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then we'll just overlay that onto Gino's place and make it look like it's in a vision. Okay. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. So that's basically what you're getting at, right? He has a vision of them coming into Point Pleasant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that actually is much better because it really builds the mystique of, sometimes I get trapped in a modern world and keep forgetting that it's apocalyptic, like I'm like, okay, there are no Scorch.
No,
like
okay,
if you notice, we never really have Scorch, for example, in any of our things, and it's mostly because they're just a pain in the ass.
Because they're a pain in the ass. They're part of the union, then,
But that brings a little mysticism we haven't had before. Yeah, exactly. This is we're only getting paid nothing right? So we're all doing this completely voluntary. All right.
Yeah, it's
so,
Voluntary just for fun, yeah.
yeah,
You're
you
doing
know,
it for the good.
good memories. Good memories. Okay, so that's great. So we'll timestamp that far as the mysticism goes. Great way to bring that in, and that will actually cut down on a lot of scenes, so we can put scenes elsewhere. Okay, and then to finalize it, we will go back to, we have the scene in here, which has already been filmed and is completed and cut, and then we'll do one little wrap-up scene with Gino and the temple, perhaps talking with Kurtz at that point, who has escaped, and then we'll wrap that. Okay. All right. Perfect.
Well, you know,
I was waiting. I'm sorry. I was waiting for you to tell me like Kurtz was gonna die. It was gonna hurt, but it was. I mean, if something like that happens, it will be great. It will hurt, and that's what's gonna be great. Because it's gonna hurt.
Well, I'll be honest. The only person that knows what's going to happen is this one right here. I have no idea how the story is.
Yeah.
Like literally,
I don't know
I'm just
why,
like,
but
I finished the scene. Here it is. I'm like, oh, okay. Let's film it. All right.
We got
I
it.
mean, I polish a bunch of them. So like it's written, and then I'm constantly polishing and rewriting as people like ask for certain things or requests are made or certain changes in continuity, and so I'll go back and repolish things. But if I were to drop everything at once, I mean it's like 70 pages.
Yeah.
So it's a little overwhelming. So I just do it by scenes. I do think though, this is an audio note, that this happens before the incident in the mire with Cave Lord and the Holy Father and Kurtz. So we could, looking at it, the one piece of the dialogue might be a sentence that we, referencing back to that sacrifice scene gone wrong. And that's why they end up going to the mire. This is just an audio note for me for continuity, because we have that scene later, and so why are they in the mire when they were just down here? So.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. And that would be after Bobby's group has hit the camp, right?
Yes. I'm just looking at the.
Yeah, because the
I don't
scenes
think
we
it's-
filmed with Cave Lord already, that's
They're-
post.
They're post. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
post.
yeah. Okay.
Right. So my point is if this happens earlier. This fight scene right here happens before that.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
The assumption is, because there's a whole scene where you guys, the moth's got to go kidnap the settler. So the assumption is that there's this big sacrifice about to happen. But you don't know by this point that it's going to be interrupted. But eventually you're going to need to know, or at least get into the mire because it's a big deal.
Okay.
You want to check on that sacrifice. I need to move you guys to the mire from here.
Got it.
Yes. Okay. All right. You just tell us where to be. All right. Okay. All right, guys. I think, obviously, as we work on this, feel free to input any ideas, notes, anything you feel needs to be done. And what we'll do is, as we get closer to it, I'm going to try to knock this out in, I don't know what everybody's summer schedule is like, but hopefully within the next 3 weeks. And I know we're going to be gone some of this time, so I will get with you guys as we move closer to the scene and let you know.
I will be,
Yeah.
just a super quick heads up.
Yep.
My wife and I are going to Cuba at the end of July.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Super stoked on that. That's going to be nice.
Yeah, that's
But I will be, unfortunately, gone for about the last week there. But
Okay.
anytime before and anytime after,
Okay, perfect.
I'm good.
Okay, yep, no
Yeah.
rush.
You know
Alright.
how I am, so just
Yep.
let me know and.
Yeah, we'll do. I will get clothing and any needs if we're going to do any, changes with people. I will let you know. We'll try to keep it as we try to, always as simple as possible, and hopefully not more than an hour and a half max film time. I'd never like to really go over that because it just starts to degrade. So I will keep you guys posted. We'll write the script up and get it finalized, and then I'll send it to you guys. You guys can record it as soon as you want. The sooner I get them, the better, because I can just put it off to the side and not have to harass people. All right. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
And also, if there's
No
anything
worries.
that you definitely, as you're kind of looking at, because sometimes we have all these big scenes in, and sometimes we need, a small filler scene, so there are certain things that I need to always remember, but I don't always remember, so there's something that you want to make sure that I remember to include. I have to do some more filler scenes with you and Holly, Holly's character.
Oh, yes.
So I need to do some of that stuff. We can't leave the audience hanging on the The romance there.
Yes.
You're not the only.
And where's
They're
this
not the only
fancy
couple.
Marcus, when does this man come in to steal my girl?
Yeah.
Wow, there's
Yeah.
some drama even. Wow.
Oh, yeah, no,
I don't know
it's-
if we'll get to. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get
What?
to that. It might be like a cut scene at the very end with like one of those like stay through the credits kind of scene.
Yeah.
Bunch of sinners.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everything that happens in RP makes it into because this is
No,
like
yeah.
a whole separate.
Yeah.
Whole separate world.
kind of keeps going. It keeps
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
Exactly.
So I things that we kind of did, and then the kind of wrapping it all up. So
Yeah.
Bunch of sinners. You have to go to the Mothman and repent.
Repent.
So bad.
Hey, whoa.
That's what's going to be funny about this. Is I don't know what the ending exactly is going to be, but it's definitely not going to be one that's like, flowers are growing everywhere. It's probably going to be just
have
as...
you guys not
Yeah.
seen like if you
Welcome
look
to
at
the
my name in
wasteland, like,
Discord? Yeah, look at my name in
nothing's
Discord. I
here.
have a quote by
Yeah.
F. Scott Fitzgerald, which should be very telling. It's "Show me a hero, and I'll write you a tragedy."
Yeah.
Oh
So-
shit. Ah,
That's my
damn.
Wasteland
fa-
is an unforgiving place.
Right.
Yeah,
it is my
exactly.
favorite quote
Lord
by
ever
Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Fitzgerald.
So
I
it's-
hope, I
This
hope I
is
get
just
up-
one tale of many.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pyrrhic victories for all.
Yes.
If you don't know what a Pyrrhic victory is, it's when you won, but in the process of winning, you
It's
lost
bitter.
everything else.
Yep.
Exactly, it's better. Like it's
yeah.
very like wow. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Bittersweet.
it's called a Pyrrhic victory.
Yeah, I prefer a ending like that may not only make
Yeah.
sense, it's not it's not common, it's
Yes,
bitter
yes.
and it makes you regret, it makes you think. So I like that way better. That's why I say that from the Order of the Lamb we are not like attached. Well, a lot of our group they're not attached for anyone to die. They're actually very excited, like, hey, you want my character to die?
to
It's
die.
okay. And they're like, wow, like they want to die.
They want to
They
ascend.
really want to die.
Yeah.
Well-
Exactly. I mean, that's our Zilla, and you know how the people from the cult are, so makes
Yep.
sense either.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, I somehow see, and I know it's not going to be in there, but I have often thought that we would have either Enclave or BOS at this point, preferably BOS. Just like like everything has gone down, and then we start hearing information about Capital Wasteland, and then it's like the
Oh,
wave.
yes.
The wave just keeps moving through the game. Like this was just one little incident.
Like you
and
could
this-
use this as like a
Yeah,
filler episode, like Rogue One
Wow,
type Star
that-
Wars
right.
transition to
It
the
just-
next movie.
Yeah, it just
Nice.
cascades, and this is just a wave that just disappears, and the life goes on in the wasteland.
How many years after is 3 from 76? I know.
Very long.
Yeah,
very
so
long. About
Well,
200
4
plus.
is. Wait, isn't no
Yeah.
4? Isn't 4 200?
They're all about 200.
Yeah,
and
I
they're
think
3 is
all
also
about the
200.
same.
I
yeah.
thought 3 was like 100. Okay.
So,
We're still.
so at
5
this
years.
point, the
Yeah,
Mothman
oh, yeah.
cult disappeared at this point, so that's why
Right.
I'm adamant to if the Mothman priest will die. You know what I mean? He will die.
Okay.
Gloriously, but he will die.
Yep. Understood.
So what you're saying, Gino, is as the writer, I can.
You see, I'm just putting ideas right now.
We show your body floating down the river, all right? And we think you're
Man,
dead.
I wish bodies would
Reality
float.
is, yeah, I know.
That would be so great.
They can. They can. Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So much to
Nice.
do.
Like the Mothman, like Mothman priest dead, floating, and everybody in the
Yep.
shore just doing this
Yeah. We all want our.
and crying and that would be
good.
glorious.
I know what happens to me.
I was about to
Oh,
say,
don't-
I know what happens.
don't say that,
to,
bro,
I know what
like-
happens to all of you. Now remember, whatever I write for all of you in this is really not necessarily anything you ever have to do in your own.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
Yeah,
know,
no
this is
problem,
all.
yeah.
This is all for like audience consumption. This is just is no bearing on. So if you like.
Yeah. It's a story. It's a story. It's a
Story.
wasteland story.
I only say one thing. It's called make people cry, and I know you can. Make people suffer. Like, oh no, you know what I mean?
All the
Yeah, I think
suffering.
There'll be tears.
I think you should do. It's too dark. I was gonna say do a picture in front of the Mothman statue, but why not on the roof, by the throne?
Oh, yeah, that works.
Oh yes, of course.
Okay.
A little bit
By
more
my
lit up.
friends, Clarence and Charles.
The bridge I always fall off
one.
of. Oh my god, I just...
Thought you run the rails. How can you fall off this? I've run through, like,
because
full
the
speed
rails
run
are
those rails.
smaller.
That's what I mean. Like it.
I don't know. I don't like get freaked out with the rails.
Let me take my. I have to remove my helmet. I need people to know who I am. I mean, come on.
Have you ever done that with your Brotherhood, Liam? Take them on the rails, the monorails.
The monorails.
imagine?
Like the big
So we
SkyTrain
get up.
stuff? Yeah.
Yes, we get up on the rail. We call it running the rail.
These crazy responses running along the rail.
They have to run it. They can't walk it. They have to run it.
Insane.
No, that is suicide. And we don't do that kind of training in the RCAC.
It's how I teach you to fly.
Oh, yeah. That's what she
We
says.
use vertibirds for that. Vertibirds and
Alright.
training courses.
Oh, you know what? Grace has single-handedly barrel rolled a.
Sorry.
I just wanted to use this so bad.
You know what
Yes.
I want to do too before we stop? I would love to get the face-off shot between these two,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
like,
Get out of the way.
like a
Yeah.
face-off shot.
Oh yeah.
Put a
There you go.
grimace on your faces, and then that's gonna be badass.
Has that light enough, or do you want to use your light?
I'm
too?
gonna use my
Oh wait, I need my smile. I need my smile.
I can
There
also
you
put
go.
on my armor if you want me to use armor instead of
you
headlamp.
do that because I don't think I set my my. Oh, you know what?
Uh,
I'll just use my.
Hang on, I got it. Let me
see how it
let me do something.
Okay.
Get in my armor. Sorry. Wee woo.
Let me see what it looks like without first, because that shadow.
What? Sorry.
Yeah, we don't want you down there, Gino.
Yeah. In our lore, the Holy Father was friends. Well, still friends with Clarence and Charles, but Clarence and Charles, they didn't accept the divine enlightenment to the new world, and they just grow old, and they didn't accept the power of the Mothman.
The Mothman. Can you guys move closer together? Sorry, I want. Yeah, like right up near each other.
I do have that. Okay.
Yeah, right there. That's good. And oh yeah, you went. Yeah. Okay.
I think Liam has the same point. It's Uncle Sam.
Oh damn, that's a good one right
Oh,
there.
I like
man.
that though. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Take a few, and then I'll turn my light on.
Yeah. Let me
That's
just.
perfect, yeah.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Okay.
The throne in the bag, the
Yeah,
moon.
no, it's
oh
perfect.
shit.
Okay. There's one. Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Where's the freaking moon? Okay, the moon's there, right there.
1 second here. Let me do a camera roll.
Oh, you want me to take my back off? I think. Let me.
Yeah,
I think
take-
it's better. Clarence,
There you
Charles,
go.
this is me between the BOS officer and. Don't
For
get
a
in.
sacrifice.
That's just
First
a-
time
Oh,
you let
I
us stand in front
sacrificed
of me and
someone
walk
over
away
here.
alive.
Yeah. Whoops. There you go. This
Okay,
is
let me
perfect.
use.
Get your finger out of my mouth.
So technically, neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
in the neck.
All right. Just
Uncomfortably touching my Adam's apple, thank you.
I thought you guys were just pointing out, like, like comparing facial hair or something.
I like your beard.
yeah.
I'm a ghoul, so I don't
Yeah.
have really a beard.
I like
true.
your lack of nose.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like the way your
lack
face is melted.
Let me.
Your lack of nose.
Your lack of nose.
You want me to turn my light?
Not yet.
Okay.
There's a lot of great ambiance here with that.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get a couple of.
I can
This is
stand
what I
in
love
front of
about this
that,
game. And you come in here to do one thing, and then you have this epic photo shoot. It's just so cool. All right. They should make kids' toys off this.
Thank you, sir.
Based
I
on these
will.
characters.
I will.
All right. Let's see what that looks like with the light on. I don't think it's going to be as cool, but let's see. You know what?
Just took like so many
I
pictures right now.
can also
Yeah,
go.
same here.
I'm coming from a top, so I can scoot down.
That actually is not too bad.
You want me to come down a step?
No, right where you are is good. I'm gonna just darken mine up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm also, yeah, there we go. There we go, yep. That's
The
perfect.
trick with the headlamp and the power armor for lighting is to have a weapon out and aim it. Otherwise, your headlamp bobs.
Look at you, you're
know.
smiling.
Trying to find a good.
Scally expression.
There you go. Nice. God, that's so epic.
By the way, that throne is freaking awesome.
Yeah, it is. It really makes the shot completely. Yep.
By the way, I actually changing from commando to melee, and one of my best weapons right now is the spear from the BOS. And I'm like, no shit.
Oh yeah, the Warglaive.
Oh yeah.
You're welcome.
And, yeah, no, yeah,
Just
yeah,
yet another thing he's stolen from the
I mean,
technology.
Yeah.
that's personal. That's from the Holy Father, man. Like I don't know about that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's got my name on it right about there.
Oh really? He's a blessing from the mountain, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, just this once, I'll let you keep it.
Just don't use it
Only if
again.
you promise no
I-
more sacrifices.
Yeah. You can't kill people
got
with
mine.
that particular weapon.